Boom. Double check. I'm hearing excellent. I see excellent connection.
I'm feeling good.
Yeah, feeling good.
Let me check for that.
It says we're live.
Confirm.
Just double checking real quick. Oh. Does it have like the channel?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're going. We're on here. Let's rip.
Sweet. All right, we're live. Welcome back, everybody. Today's episode is now airing live on YouTube, Wanna Parlay's YouTube. I'm here with Jack. Jack, how are you feeling after this last weekend?
Dude, I'm feeling bad. It's a bad week. Can you not tell? I was salty when I came in here. It's been bad. Like, I look like shit. I'm unshaved. I'm not sleeping. Like, I'm getting banged up out here. And I'm thinking, like, okay, it's early weeks of the football season. Like, it's tough to get fucking organized and get going. You know, we got to learn who these teams are. It's a new year. But then I'm living on the Wanna Parlay app a little bit, and I'm going back over. No, people are cleaning up. People are having great weeks. Well, I'm just an idiot who's chasing narratives, which, by the way, for people who are just now coming on for the first time, what you're going to come to understand about us, we are parlay bettors here. We're not looking for single picks. We're looking for long shot, big time plays here. So when you do that, we're not looking to bet at a 60% clip. We're all in or all out. You either win or you don't. You're first or you're last. And so, yeah, we take some big swings. There's some narrative plays here. Nothing founded in facts, just purely emotion. And it's not going well so far for me. But the Wanna page, for those who have not been over there yet, people are cleaning up. Javi Baez, 17, just won $2,000 last week on a 6-leg parlay that only would have won him 30 or $64 in a normal sportsbook or casino. Same right behind him. We got guys making 500, 400, 300. Ty Eat was back on the page again in 4th place this week, winning $300 on a bet that only would have won him 39 in a usual sportsbook or casino. So keep coming. If you're going to play some parlay picks, get on the Wanna board. Keep kicking my ass, because it's I'm down bad, bud. I'm down real bad. I was 1-4 last week in my Wanna picks. It's no good.
Yeah, my first week I was 1-4, so it wasn't very pretty. But I clawed back 3-2 last week in the NFL. I feel pretty good about it.
I gotta be honest, I don't like your fucking attitude right now. I don't like the way you're put together, because I can feel your shitting and grin and your pride that you've tied this thing back up, that you think you've, all of a sudden, no, you coach football, you think you know something.
Oh, I mean, we're both 4-6. It felt good to have a little success. I mean, my Rams, I will never bet on, like, you're done for the season. I'm not betting on you again. It's over.
And I wish it was as simple as just being 4-6. I'd be -2 units. I'd be fine. But that's not the way it goes. I'm in the chase mode, and I'm chasing it. I'm chasing it.
Oh, that's so good.
Brutal deal. So let's do a quick recap of last week for those who are just joining us for the first time, and following up with the people that, whether you faded us, congratulations, or you went against us, or if you went with us, I apologize. But yeah, 1-4 for me. As we explained last week, I'm your college guy. Lance is your NFL guy until it just becomes a disaster. Then we might have to switch seats. But yeah, LSU -6 was my lock of the week at South Carolina. That bet was dead before halftime, and I was just clinging to life that they would actually win the game and I wouldn't look too bad. Boston College was my one win, and I'm going to take a moment to just celebrate it. I fucking know that team, man. Thomas or Castellanos running football. I had that whole thing about how it's hard to tackle early in fall camp. That made me feel good. That was the only point of redemption of this whole fucking nightmare that was the rest of it. Under 43.5, Utah State. That's good thinking. That's sound logic. That thing was dead early too. Georgia -22 at Kentucky. I placed a bet with a buddy of mine that Georgia was going to win the national championship, that they were clearly the best football team. So I'm already in debt in multiple ways here. And then TCU -2 versus UCF. Once again, sound logic. Good fucking pick, Lance. I did everything right. Do you know that was UCF's largest fourth quarter comeback in school history?
Was it?
Yeah.
I knew it was a big one, but largest in school
16-0 shutout in the fourth quarter, largest fourth quarter comeback in school history.
I mean, that just hurts, man. Like, that just hurts the heart.
Dude, I coached for Sonny Dykes for a little bit. I still feel like should be compensated. Now I really should. I'm fucking owed money from somebody. I don't know who it is, but this is ridiculous. And you did okay, Mr. NFL man. Walk through it.
Yeah, so NFL, Gut shot for my Rams. Looks terrible. They look terrible. They're very injured, and it looks like it's going to be one of those years that they're focused on next year. Jets. Thank God for Will Levis and his stupid plays, because my God, I thought that was going to be a close one, but that turnover he had in the red zone, another back-to-back weeks of like a jump throw to nobody behind the line of scrimmage. They cover. Buccaneers. They win. It should have been a money line bet. They were plus 7.5.
That one was clean.
That was a nice one.
I'm liking this no more fucking State Farm commercial or whatever the hell he does.
Oh yeah. No more Hulu does live sports.
Yeah, whatever the hell. Yeah.
Bengals, you knew it was going to be a close game. 6 is too many points in a Bengals-Chiefs rivalry. That hit easily. And my God, Sam Darnold, that guy looks incredible. Him and the Vikings are dialed. They beat the 49ers somewhat easily.
Someone asked Baker in a press conference, and this is like, I'm fully coming around on Baker, because I told you I've irrationally hated that guy since he played against SMU my freshman year. He was a walk-on starting quarterback as a true freshman. Get the fuck out of here. No one's been given more. I mean, anyway, this is Mr. Chip on his shoulder. Anyway, so I've been anti this guy, but he's been money with the Bucs, and he's like nailing the press conferences. He got asked about Sam Darnold because Bryce Young just got benched.
Yeah.
And they were asking about it, nailed the question. But yeah, Sam Darnold's been in fuck situations. It was the Jets and the Panthers. You can't pick two worst franchises in the last 10 years.
It's just, it's bad. They're just bad.
He gets 1 year decent coaching under Kyle Shanahan with the 49ers. Now he's with the Vikings and McConnell, and they're good over there. I mean, Kirk Cousins blew up his career, almost an MVP season with this guy. So they're sharp. I'm pumped about Darnold. I like Vikings this year. I was early on their future, though, so it's a little bit of a pat myself on the back.
All right. So with that being said, would you like to jump into this week's picks?
Before we get straight to this week's picks, because we're still a little bit in recap mode here, did you have any action last night on that shitty Jets-Patriots game?
Yeah, I was on Jets.
Were you really?
Yeah. I mean, I believed Aaron Rodgers owns the divisions he plays in. He owned the Bears. He owned the Vikings. He owned the Lions all those years in Green Bay, and now it's his turn to take over the AFC East.
Dude, speaking about like kind of doing a 180 on some guy, I'm kind of loving bad boy Aaron Rodgers. I'm kind of loving this fuck you. By the way, don't look at me like that. Don't make this into something it's not. I'm not saying that's not sexually positioned or anything like that. I think I like the player. I guess I'm not saying that. But
He's got the new tattoos now. I mean, he's edgy. He's looking good out there.
He does look good out there. I thought he looked good against the 49ers, which, by the way, hell of a spot for 40-year-old to make his debut after 22 months off of football.
That's just tough.
And then obviously the Titans game's a little sleepy. So I was just sitting there like, this is a fucking underball. This is Patriots keeping it tight. I'm an idiot. This is classic. You start losing bets, you start overthinking shit.
Yeah.
Trust your eyes.
Exactly. I'm like, it's Aaron Rodgers, and it's a divisional game.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers owns his divisions.
Yeah. I'm down bad, man. I'm going to start having to peruse on Wana and go through people's cards. I'm going to start having to outsource some picks here because this is getting difficult. Yeah, dude. Real bad. Hey, something else about Thursday Night Football. What the NFL's got to get that fixed.
Well,
do you notice how shitty the Thursday night games usually are?
Yeah, that was a super big theme last year.
Yeah, like somehow every time I turned it on, it was like Panthers Saints color rush game, and it was like, who the fuck signed up for this? Who's making the TV deals over there? We're sticking Al Michaels. This is the one broadcast he gets. Is fucking
yeah. No, I think Amazon Prime they just got that Thursday night deal last year.
Mm-hmm.
How do you think they feel? They're paying the NFL to get these games, and those are the games they're giving them.
Yeah,
it's tough. I don't know who's doing it.
Team Musk, fuck you, Bezos.
I love it.
But yeah, Jets Patriots, and reiterating, I do love this bad boy version of Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Did you see the look he gave when he was playing against the 49ers?
No.
He hit some sick third down ball to Garrett Wilson in the first half, and the camera caught him kind of looking to the camera, and he literally was like doing like Blue Steel from Zoolander. He's like, he's just like, the fucking guy wears the villain thing well.
Yeah.
I dig. The NFL needs some villains. We've been missing it since fucking T.O. left the league. Tried to make Josh Gordon the guy. That guy just wants to get high. Let him smoke his weed. He's a good player. So yeah, dude, it's a big deal. So before we get to our picks, we got games going on to tonight. This is what people are locked in right now and want is getting parlays out there for this evening. I assume our audience right now is thinking the same. We actually got some great college football on tonight. We got Stanford plus 9.5 at Syracuse. We got Illinois plus 8.5 at Nebraska. Got Washington State minus 13 at home versus San Jose State. Any of those coming out to you as little tasty treats?
I mean, is that I don't know much about Syracuse football, but I feel like that's a lot of points for them.
Quite a bit for Syracuse. They did just handle Georgia Tech, and all of a sudden Georgia Tech looked like a contender, like not a ACC contender. So
yeah.
Big old pinch of salt and asterisk next to it. But yeah, and I wanted to go under in this game because I think like Stanford, they're going to try to keep it close. They're going to try to shrink the game. Syracuse offense has been going off. I went and looked at scores. I have zero opinion on this game. Really? I won't watch it. I'm staying away from it. I fucking don't know. I thought Troy Taylor was a great coach. I talked to some of my guys still in the coaching biz. They're out on him. I don't know what to make of it.
Yeah, no, I mean, I just don't know that much about Syracuse football, if I'm going to be honest. So I was a little weary. I was like, maybe take Stanford points, but...
You don't know about the Orange? You don't know about the steeped history of the Orange playing in the Dome?
I really don't. I'm going to be honest. I really...
Grow up, for God's sake. Okay, I do have an opinion on this, but it feels like a bad opinion. I like Illinois. I like the Fighting Bielmas against at Nebraska.
See, that one I would have taken Nebraska.
You're all in on Raiola.
I'm all in on Raiola.
Yeah.
Walmart Patrick Mahomes. He plays the part well.
The guy is cosplaying fucking Patrick Mahomes every day, like to a T. Like he's got to be watching.
He has the walk too, and he's got all.
By the way, blink your eyes. In 3 weeks, we're gonna have some annoying blonde girlfriend in the fucking crowd, losing her mind.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Like, we're in some weird, goofy brother getting arrested.
If his girlfriend ends up being a blonde, kind of like that, then I'll be a little freaked out. That will be much.
At Nebraska, you don't think he's gonna date a white blonde girl? I slap a guarantee on it, friend.
I guess, yeah. What am I thinking?
Slap a guarantee on it. Not so different from Texas Tech. Trend very similarly demographically. Have some courage. Date outside the pool. And then this one I actually think is a fucking sharp bet. I would advise everyone get on this. And I actually speak now from some confidence.
Yeah.
I'm feeling good. There's a couple picks out this week that I feel good about. Washington State minus 13 at home versus San Jose State. Both teams are 3-0. Let's look at the records. Washington State's pieced off wins against Texas Tech, and they just won the Apple Cup on the road last week against Washington.
Yeah.
This is a good damn team. And they did what I told you they'd do before that Texas Tech game, where this is a fuck you, rest of the world, us against everybody. We're going to make the next generation of college football. We're still playing for a Pac-12 championship. I don't care if it's just us and Oregon State. Who cares?
You did tell me this, and I doubted you. I still went with Texas Tech, and I feel like a fool. And now, especially after them taking the Apple Cup, I really feel like a fool because it seems like they have passion. They have heart.
And San Jose's record has beaten a lot of nobodies. I think they're due to just get fed lunch right here. Okay. I like the Cougs and Pullman rolling tonight and Friday night. That place popping off. I think we're going to go all blacks or the dark gray jerseys. I think we're going to roll. I like the Cougs all day tonight. I would have put it on my 5, but that's not fair to you. I'm giving you the bonus pick this week. I'm betting on it. I'm picking it. I'm putting it on my Wanna Parlay cards. Washington State minus 13.
All right. Book it.
So there you go. Where's your boy Plart, by the way? I'm meaning to give that fucker shit about his picks because I've been checking out the cards. I don't know if you've clicked on that guy's account recently. It's a really fun experience though, because when you click on his Wanna Parlay account, what you'll find is under the winners column it says still seeking,
still
looking for it.
All right. Well, let me let him know.
Yeah, let him know we're curious. Bring him onto the fold.
Let me see if I can get him up in here.
And then we'll jump right into there. And then, interestingly enough...
There's Carson. Let's go. Fire up.
Let's go, baby!
Yeah, let's go!
Our fearless leader! Let's go, baby!
And, yeah, let's see. All right. So we're right in here.
Yeah, for anybody that doesn't know, Carson Kaufman, who's just joined the chat, is the fearless leader and founder of Wanna Parlay. But he's in there in the chat on a week-to-week basis. So if you feel like firing some shit across anybody's bow, he's a good place to start. Go ahead and tear up his cards, tear up his decisions. He's been all over the board this year. Once tried a 99-leg parlay. I'll let you speculate how that went.
Holy shit. 99-leg parlay. That's insane.
Former starting quarterback at Kansas State, though. Baller. Absolute baller.
There we go. All right. Still waiting on.
Yeah, well, Plarp comes on. Any narratives you're focusing on as we get here? Because you and I are narrative betters. We're not looking at like a fade the public. We're not looking at like, oh, primetime unders and all these things that the losers of Vegas tell me are sharp picks.
In my NFL bets, I think all of them have a narrative to it. Every single one of them.
What about overarching themes right now? Like, are you fading rookie quarterbacks?
Right now, I'm fading the Carolina Panthers.
Dude,
like, there's nothing else that makes more sense
no
in
kidding.
this world.
Fucking, you tell me Andy Dalton's playing and I'm supposed to get excited. The line moved too with them.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't even see it.
Andy Dalton moonlighted in some third and fourth quarters last year. It wasn't any different. This thing's a disaster. Look at the pieces around him. We're looking for a 40-year-old Adam Thielen who's honestly shifted his career focus to golf. And he's a damn good golfer. Give him his credit. Go Minnesota State. Appreciate you, dog. Panthers got issues. And then let me take another team in the same division. What are you thinking with the Saints right now? Are they for real or are they frauds?
I don't think they're as for real as they've looked because they've put like almost 100 points in their first 2 games on the board. Like they have put a lot of points.
The Panthers win was irrelevant. But to go again then back to back and go beat down the Cowboys like it was nothing and make it look like you were playing the Panthers, all of a sudden I'm like, well, shit.
Yeah, I was a little like, whoa, hold on. But honestly, I don't see them taking the win this week. I think they lose.
I'm still on the Bengals. Have you bailed on the Bengals?
No, I still think I have confidence in the Bengals.
Okay, hot take. I'm off the Ravens. What say you?
The Ravens is tough because I'm like 0-2. I mean, they're going to Dallas, and that's another pick I have.
I'm just gonna start treating them like they deserve to be treated, and that is, they're like this 8th team. They're not better than that. I know they're in the AFC Championship last year. I know El Freaky, when he gets going, is sick, but they're not winning a Super Bowl.
I see. Yeah,
they're not
I agree
built to win a Super Bowl. So when they get banged up a little bit in the regular season, like, and I say this, they're about to go rip off an 8-game win streak right at the heels of this. But like, I don't understand how like they're like a pundit's favorite every year to be a Super Bowl contender. It doesn't make any sense. They did not get any of my future action. I did put a future on the Vikings. I was a Sam Darnold believer. I was early to that party.
Oh, here we go. We got Papa calling in. Oh, wait, in the chat. Tennessee over OU. Carson likes that one.
Carson, you brought it up early in the week, and I was like a little bit wanting to be an Oklahoma guy. Was going back and forth with some buddies on that. Dude, I forgot Heupel got fired from Oklahoma. He was the coordinator there and got fired there years ago. This is going to be a boat race. I also haven't watched our boy Nico. Have you been watching Nico at all? The Tennessee quarterback?
I haven't seen too much about him.
The guy's a fucking star.
So that's what I've heard.
He's there's like talks, like there's like speculation, like if he outplays like this well, and they're not going to be playoff contenders, which it looks like they're going to run the table and be playoff guys, but that he could be like, we could see our first college holdout. Like we could see a guy that's holding out, not going to play games because he's going to go sign some 10 million NIL deal.
Holy shit. Yeah, that's
in the rumor mill out there right now.
Really?
Yeah.
That's like, insane.
This is the guy that signed an $8 million deal to commit to Tennessee when he was a junior in high school.
I didn't know these things.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. So this kid's a stud.
Oh, dude.
And I mean, that's how, I don't know how much I like NIL, because now it's just a whole new era in college football where there can be holdouts like that. Like
we have no means of getting to them. Your sister's now married. We've got nothing. We've got no bargaining chip to play to them.
Oh, all right. Well, I think Plarps is ready. Hold on. Let me put on the headphones. Are you here, Plarp? Okay. I don't have. Trying to get volume on our end.
This can't be your fault. We've worked too hard.
Yeah. No,
this is Plarp's fault.
No.
And it shows, Plarp. I've got problems with you. And it starts with your wanna parlays.
It starts with his wanna parlays. Now can we just hear him? Can't hear him yet. Why would we be able to hear him? All right. Let's Oh, we got Sean Gold. So is Dylan Raiola replicating Mahomes' pregame ritual cringy or cool? I'm gonna go with cringy. That's a little much.
Sean, we touched on it early in the episode. I'm super bothered by this. I'm projecting we're 3 games away from seeing a Brittany and Mahomes cutout as well, placed in the stands. Some annoying blonde girl going after us. I'm concerned about the whole thing. It's beyond like admiration. It's gone completely to cosplaying, where like you can sync these guys. Like he's got this vision of himself in my head where there's like someday going to be like the same videos we made for Kobe and Jordan, that like somehow we're going to be making them for Dylan Raiola and Mahomes. And it just like, you got shut out by Colorado in the second half. I'm not here yet for him. I don't get it. I don't see it. I like Illinois tonight with the points. I like the Fighting Bielema's quite a bit.
All right. Well, I can't hear Papa. I don't know I don't know if that's on my end or what's going on here.
It's gonna be on Papa's end. Papa, try again. We'll get you back on here.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. He could hear us, but I could not hear him. I don't know what was going on there. But all right. Well, you want to jump into our picks while we
let's get the picks out there.
All right. You want to go first? And
Yeah. Saturdays are mine. And I understand this. I know I was 1-4 last week. I know I'm overall 4-6. Fade me if you like, but understand these are well researched, strong, good takes built on narratives and complete fiction that exist only in my head. So do with that information what you will. Colorado -2 versus Baylor. Baylor's just a middle of the road team, as is Colorado, but Colorado for the last 6 quarters has all of a sudden looked like the team that Deion's been promising us. This is a team that has to make a bowl game this year. Otherwise, what are we looking at next year when you lose Shador, you lose Travis Hunter?
Yeah.
Does the Deion hype train just start there? Quietly a must-win game for Colorado. You're getting Baylor at home, only -2. I just said for the last 6 quarters, they've only allowed 9 points. Held Colorado State to 9. They shut Nebraska out in the second half. I think their defense is going to play well. I think Shedeur Sanders is going to start looking like the guy the TV keeps telling me he is. Travis Hunter's the best player in college football. Colorado -2 in front of a sold-out crowd at 5 p.m. in Boulder. You got to take it. A pick that no one would ever in a million years take unless you had inside information. And you should know I do have inside information. Nevada -9 is the lock of the week. Nevada -9 at home versus Eastern Washington is the lock of the week. Not enough people watch FCS football, Lance. But thank God I coached in the Big Sky, and I give a fuck. I keep feet to the ground. So Nevada's a better team they're giving credit for. And even more than that, their head coach, Choate, is formerly coming from Montana State. So he knows these Ewok guys as good as anybody. You're getting them at home. They're 1-2, and they're a better football team than that. -9 versus an Ewok team that's 1-2 and has played nothing but FCS opponents. They've looked bad on the red turf. This is Nevada all day, -9. And then the primetime game on CBS this week, USC, Michigan. There's a ton of different ways to look at this thing. And I think the more you layer on, the more you'll see every narrative you could possibly add on to this game is screaming underball at you. We've got a backup quarterback starting his first game for Michigan this week. We've got Miller Moss, who's looked great to start, but first real road test. Neutral site to start, at home against Utah State last week. Now he goes into the big house in a must-win game for Michigan. Michigan fans who just won the national championship are not content with an 8-4 season.
No.
So this is a must-win game for Michigan, but where's it going to come from their offense? It's only their running game. They're going to keep the ball on the ground, and then I don't think USC's defense is getting enough credit yet. LSU's offense is not a bad squad, and they shut them down in the second half. They were a little leaky on yards in the third quarter, but fourth quarter was a complete shutdown.
No, yeah, I've been impressed as well with USC's defense.
Dan Lynn last year took UCLA's offense from the mid-90s to like 14th in the country, and then they were top 10 in the important stats. They were top 10 in turnovers and top 10 in sacks. So they've got good shit. And then aside from that, they've got one of the best defensive staffs in the country. The head coach at North Dakota State last year, Entz, is now the linebackers coach.
Yeah,
the D-line coach for Aaron Donald is with the Rams is now the D-line coach. It's as talented a group as there is. They're playing really well. I think USC is going to cover their points as well, but you're going to get this spirited effort from Michigan early, and you're going to get Miller Moss the first time on the big stage with a road crowd. I think this whole thing just screams under at you, under 43.5. This one also feels like a lock if you're a Cam Rising believer. I hear the bad moon rising, and I love him. I love him. That kid is a fucking dog. Utah -1 at Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State, I recognize they're undefeated. I know we all like Mike Gundy. I don't know why we all like Mike Gundy. I don't know when mullets became like just the true north for us, just all focused to. But Oklahoma State, this is the team that got pushed around by Arkansas. They had to take Arkansas into overtime, and Arkansas had to do them a lot of favors in the fourth quarter to get it there in the first place. I think Oklahoma State's an 8-4 team. I think Utah's a playoff team. -1 with Cam Rising back. I like Utah to cover that easily. And then my sneaky pick of the week, which is purely, I'm getting a little big for my britches here, so feel free to fade me on this one. But this might be my biggest bet of the week, just to purely prove it to myself. You know what the fuck you're looking at. South Florida +17 versus Miami. South Florida is a good fucking team. They made their first bowl game in a bunch of years last year. They won 6 straight at some point last year. New coaches got them fucking rolling. Remember last year in the rainy game against Alabama, they were up 6-3 in the third quarter. All of a sudden it was like Jalen Milroe was getting benched.
Yeah, I remember.
That's the USF influence. And you're playing a Miami team where all these kids played against each other. They're all Miami-Dade kids. This is a rivalry game for USF. It's not for Miami. 17.5 is way, way too many. Loving me some South Florida.
Honestly, I'm convinced too. I might have to ride with you on that one.
That was pretty good.
Usually I'd probably fade you, but that one, I think I'm going to ride with you.
I felt your fucking eyes roll out on Nevada. You don't believe me, do you?
The Nevada one, I mean, you said, whenever you say like lock of the week, lock of the month, lock of the year, any type of that type of
bet your house, bet your car, bet your mom. Nevada.
On those, I'm usually a fade guy, but we'll see.
Fuck you, Smarty Pants. Take me to Sunday.
All right, I'll take you into Sunday. Sunday, I got mostly narratives. I'm not gonna throw any facts at you. I'm just gonna start. Game 1, Chargers at Steelers. I got Justin Fields on one end. I got Justin Herbert on the other. I think Herbert's a better quarterback. I could see the Chargers 3-0 before the Steelers 3-0. That's why I'm taking Chargers money line. Second game, Eagles.
Can I stop you?
Yeah.
I like that. I like how you're thinking right now. I didn't like how you responded to my picks. I was prepared to shit all over everything you just said. I totally agree with what you just said.
I'm like,
Steelers aren't a 3-0 team.
No, I just don't see it.
No. And honestly, this is the first time it feels like the Steelers are in a really good spot. You bet the Steelers were in the bad spot. You bet them against the Falcons when no one's taking them.
Yeah.
You don't fucking take them this week.
No, this is the week you take the Chargers. And usually, I mean, the Chargers historically aren't even a great team to bet on. But give me Herbert, the better quarterback. I think they go 3-0 before the Steelers go 3-0. All right, next pick. Eagles at Saints.
No, it sucks.
Keep going. I have Eagles money line because I don't think the Saints are a 3-0 team either. I think they came out of the season hot. They're on fire, and right now that Eagles team can kind of bring them back to earth. Jalen Hurts, I mean, they looked like really good against the Falcons, like pretty damn good, but they just choked. Like at the end, they just didn't get it done.
That game was won. It was
like Saquon Barkley right there. Catch the ball.
I was sitting next to my buddy who had the Eagles in that game, and it was like it was watching a guy get like tortured live. Like I was on like a stream in fucking Guantanamo watching this guy just take it because the game was won.
It was over.
You got 3rd and 3. Your whole culture is the tush push. It's short game running, 4th and 1. We amongst above all teams do not fear it. Why is that ball in the air? And I know it's a perfect play. Just fucking catch it. The game's over.
It's like a perfect football right on the chin, and it's Saquon Barkley disappointing people that are rooting for him in Philadelphia once again.
There's such a misunderstanding of what's more important in situations, is it time or points? Just fucking take 40 seconds off the clock there, guys. What are we doing?
You're so right. It should have been a ran football, but Saquon catch the ball.
Why does that lend itself to this week? Because this is the writing on the wall we saw at the end of last season. This was the bullshit where it's the coaches kind of making some mistakes. Jalen Hurts is underperforming. Is it the coach's fault? Is it the game plan? Who's to blame? And all of a sudden the Philadelphia press is pressing him. And this offseason, all of a sudden, it looked like this guy who just went to the Super Bowl 2 years ago might get fired. That's the decision that loses you locker rooms, and losing your locker rooms loses you jobs. They're getting beat by the Saints.
You think they lose to the Saints?
I think they lose to the Saints.
We might have to bet against each other.
A little inside action.
But,
okay.
But no, so I think Derek Carr comes back to earth. He's not MVP. So I like Eagles money line. Next game, another one. I don't see the Ravens going 0-3.
No.
I see the Cowboys going 1-2 before I see the Ravens going 0-3 because their division, the NFC East, is just not that competitive. There's no pressure.
This is a tough spot for me. I guess I'm forced to believe you, but I've shit all over both these teams. I think both these teams are so fucking overrated. That's a stay away from me. Take the Ravens.
No, I like Ravens money line. I think John Harbaugh is not going to go 0-3. I don't think Lamar Jackson is going to go 0-3, and I could easily see the Cowboys going 1-2. Like I said, I'm not going to give you facts. I'm not going to give you real reasons. I'm going to give you narrative on what I believe, and I promise that's a lot. Raiders, Panthers. It's at Raiders. Raiders are -6. I'm betting against the Panthers every game throughout the rest of the season. That is an absolute clown job they got going on over there. Dude. I know they got Andy Dalton in the game now. Yeah. Whatever the fuck that means. The 40-year-old ginger.
Red Rifle.
I'm not buying it. Raiders -6 all day long.
Andy
Maybe
Dalton.
even alternate spread and take a -14. No, don't do that. But
Andy Dalton and Gary Patterson single-handedly jacked up the TCU enrollment 50%.
Really?
Yeah, since the Rose Bowl they went to, TCU's enrollment has gone up since then like 250%, and it's all California kids.
Yeah,
all the California
I know a
kids
lot
watch the Rose Bowl.
of TCU.
Fucking wild. But yeah, Andy Dalton doesn't move the needle, and the Raiders are kind of a fun team to get behind right now.
And their defense is legit, which is not good news for the Panthers.
Antonio Pierce, former college guy, they kind of run it like a little collegey. Like, did you see the moment between your boy Crosby and Minshew last week?
Yeah.
Where he's giving them the fuck that. We need Washington State Minshew.
Yeah.
Like, I dig this team. Like, I don't think they're good.
No.
But they seem to have something. It's like a Diet Coke version of the Lions when they weren't good yet. Like the first year with Campbell and Goff, where it's like, they're not good, but I like them.
Yeah, they got heart.
Like them. Yeah.
Like they're a team.
They
like they got that
hard.
bond.
Yeah.
Like they're fighting for each other. So I like Raiders -6. And then last but not least, I like Texans. Let me
drinking the Stroud Kool-Aid.
It's Texans Vikings.
You're fading Sammy?
I'm fading Sammy. Another one. I'm like, who goes 3-0? Vikings or Texans? I'm like, the Texans have just looked way too good on both sides of the football, but so have the Vikings. So it was a toss-up for me.
Dude, just to spite you, I might bet Sam Darnold MVP today. He's the leading contender.
Yeah, honestly, it's like him and Carr.
I'm a believer. Comeback player of the year, not close.
Oh, yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. Darnold and those Vikings have looked incredible, but no, I'm taking Stroud and the Texans. They look like a legit like Super Bowl team. They look like a contender. They look like our deep playoff run.
Okay.
Maybe not Super Bowl, but that's
There
what
it
I
is.
meant.
There it is.
Deep playoff run. Obviously, they're going to have to face Mahomes, and
I don't know
it's
what
the
it
AFC,
is.
but I like a deep playoff run out of the Texans. They're good, legit.
Dude, they're fantastic.
Their O-line
They're fantastic.
is unreal with Tunsil up there at left tackle.
If CJ Stroud is regular season CJ Stroud, the guy we saw against the Colts, 100% they're a contender. I am not sold yet. I'm going to need more evidence. I need more tape. I need it all. And this might be because I was fucking a little... I didn't know that he was going to be so good.
No one did.
I told a lot of people he was going to struggle.
I told a lot of people he's an Ohio State quarterback, and they don't do well in the NFL. Like it's USC and
how many people you want to go
Ohio State
through?
quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Like I just never believe in them. I stopped believing a long time ago, but right now, well, Caleb still has work to do. But CJ Stroud has proved himself. I think he's like. He looks pretty good.
The key for USC quarterbacks, you need unaccomplished guys. You need your Matt Castles. Never played a down at USC. Has himself a nice little career.
Yeah,
12 years.
He did.
Went to the playoffs.
Wait, he never had a snap.
Not one start at USC. Backed up Carson Palmer, backed up Liner, drafted the Patriots in the 7th round.
I never knew that.
Oh, yeah.
Well, there you go, folks. That's a great fact to learn today. I did not know that.
Matty Castle. Can't emphasize enough my USF and Nevada bet. I know you'd never touch it in a million years, but if you're in desperate need for money like I am, you got to fucking open some weird doors. You got to get your hands dirty a little bit. You got to get in the mud.
And as for mine, I mean, I went 3-2 last week. I'm 4-6 overall. I'm looking to go back into the positive. I think I'm going 5-0. I'm going 5-0 this week.
And as always, team, where are all these picks getting placed right here? It's in Wanna Parlay. There's not a better place to go place a parlay in the world right now. It's the world's richest parlay. It's the only place you can go put a $2 bet down and legitimately have a good chance at winning $2,000.
It's incredible. I've been having a blast.
We have Chicago KG, my boy Kevin Gleiwa, who owns Little Joe's over there in Chicago, one of our great users and great friends of Wanna Parlay. He's leading the parade right now. He's currently penciled in for $2,000. But this competition doesn't end until Sunday night. So plenty of chances to go beat his 7-leg parlay. And there's just so many wide open spaces on the leaderboard. The main event is going to pay out 85 separate winners right now. Am I seeing fucking Joe Bags?
I was just about to say, shout out Joe Bags.
Joe Bags was supposed to call in, you sack of shit. Okay. Just get ready for me to chirp the channel a little bit right there. But yeah, we've only got 16 winners right now in the main event, and we're legally obligated to pay out 85 people. So if you're going to place a parlay, you're not going to get a better payout anywhere in the world than on Wanna Parlay. Come check it out. Come have fun. Mix it up in the chat with us. We've got a couple competitions going. We've always got the parlay of the day for $100 running. And we also have the pick 777 win, where it's a 7-legger. You get them right, you're winning $777. So let it rip. I can't understand how you don't flee and rush to Wanna right now and come take advantage of some of this action. Lance and I will be there. And if you've been paying attention, we're both 4-6. So it's not like they're stiff competition. Come get yourself paid and let's have some fun this weekend. Wanna Parlay, the Wanna Parlay podcast, the Wanna Boys.
Right there.
There we go.
Right there.
Over there. Hey, going forward, we're going to try to get a little bit more active with this, and we're certainly going to get better at it. So, guests, keep calling in. We're going to get you on here. We're going to have fun. But we're going to get to a more consistent recording schedule. We'll get going on some Mondays. We'll get going on some Wednesdays. We'll talk Monday Night Football. Wednesdays, we might get a little weird. You know, we might mix in some fever talk. We might talk a little Caitlin Clark.
Oh,
I have opinions.
Yeah, I have very strong opinions.
Speaking of commercials, don't fall into that trap. Get the fuck away from State Farm. It's a mistake for you. And so that is the podcast of the week. Those are our picks. Take them or leave them. We'll see you at Wanna Parlay. Take it easy, team.
Peace.